I've gotten so many different questions about me, about Miss, about our story, so I thought I would make a quick video just explaining it all for all the new people that have found my videos and have found our page. To begin with, I just want to do an introduction. My name is Darren. I'm 29 years old. I live and grew up in California. I have 3 dogs, you guys. I have Pepper the Pug, my Min Pin Bo, and of course, my childhood dog, Little Miss. Little Miss is just about 17 years old, and she is my absolute best friend. She is my soul dog, and she has been there through thick and thin, through all the hell life has put me through. Little Miss has been right there with me through it all. Now you're probably wondering, why does she have a head tilt? Why is she disabled? Last May she had a stroke, and it literally came from out of nowhere. And I'm talking, one day she was perfectly normal, fine, your average dog. And then the very next day she was left with a head tilt and is now disabled. I first noticed something was wrong when she would just, I call them episodes. What she would do, she would just spin around in circles. And my first instincts was just to sit on the floor with her, grab her, cradle her, put her to my chest, close her eyes, because I noticed her eyes were darting back and forth really quick. These episodes would happen for about a minute long, no longer than a minute. And I felt like me holding her and covering her eyes helped that a lot. I thought she was having a seizure, and that's what I thought for the longest time. Not even the vets knew that she had a stroke. I don't even think the vets knew 100% what was going on. It took about 6 different vet visits for them to pin it down to be all like, okay, she had a stroke. I will say between May and October was a very scary time for me, because not only was it scary for me, it was probably terrifying for Miss. She probably had no idea what was going on. I couldn't get her to eat or drink. I legit had a syringe feed and water her. She didn't want to walk anymore. She was just in a state where I felt like this was the end. It wasn't until about October where I decided to jump on TikTok live just to get advice. I needed advice. I needed to have somebody tell me that I wasn't alone in this, that this wasn't just like happening to me, that this was a very common thing that could happen to anybody's dog. And I will say that people have gave me hope and to keep pushing through the dark days and keep going and not to give up, and even when it is hard, because I don't think people realize how hard it is taking care of an old dog, let alone a disabled old dog. It's actually one of the most hardest experiences I think I have ever been through in my life. But not just the hardest, but also the most rewarding experience. This whole experience have taught me so much about myself, about animals, about dogs, about people, about vets. I've learned a lot from this. And now I would say between October to present day, I kind of just make videos so that I have one day, I can look back 20 years from now and remember this whole experience. I kind of look at my page as like a journal in a way, like a virtual journal. I don't want to have to look back and be like, man, you know, I wish I would have done this more, or I wish I would have made more videos like this. I want to do it now before, you know, it's too late. Little Miss is my absolute best friend, and I have never had a friend like that before. If anything, no offense to anybody, but I do prefer animals more than people, hands down. I've always said that family will betray you, friendships will backstab you, relationships will end, but at the end of the day, your dog will always be there for you, no matter what. And Little Miss has been there for me through thick and thin, through some of the worst times of my life. And I kind of look at it as like I look at it as, Little Miss has done so much for me. She has taught me so much that the adults in my life failed to do. I felt like me taking care of her is just something you're supposed to do. I never felt like I was doing anything special or going above and beyond. Sitting in the bath with her, to some people, that's doing a lot. To me, it's not doing enough. Any little thing that I can do to try to make Little Miss comfortable or relaxed or anything like that, I'm going to do. And the baths is something that I just came up with one day. I put Miss in the shower with me, and I would hold her to my chest just to let the warm water run on her. And after we would get out of the shower, I found that she would sleep better. And then it just clicked to me one day, I have this big old bathtub, why don't I just get in the bathtub with her and just relax with her? And it turned into like this therapy, not only for her, but for me too, because I'm all like, wow, this is a brand new bonding experience that I didn't even think about. So it just goes to show you can still bond with your old disabled dogs. Little Miss has also seen the vet many, many times. I think we're about 16, 17 vet visits deep right now within the last year. Something I'm always trying to put out there is never trust what your first vet visit says. Always get a second, third, fourth, fifth opinion if needed, because vets are not always right. If anything, a lot of people might disagree with me, but I do think vets are a scam. They play on people's heartstrings. From my personal experience, most vets that I went to are a scam. All they were looking at me was for my wallet, and unfortunately, that's, I guess, life. I think it's really rare when we do find a vet that is actually caring and compassionate and actually loves their job especially when it comes to animals. And at this point, I'm just making memories with Miss. I don't know how long I have with her. It could be a week, it could be 6 months, it could be 2 years. I really don't know. I really hope people would have faith in me to understand when quality of life is just not there no more. If anything, Little Miss has better quality of life than majority of dogs that walk this earth right now. I just think we're at a point where I am just making memories with Miss, and I don't want to look back and be all like, man, I wish I would have done more, or I wish I would have done this more, or I wish I would have done that. I'm gonna do it now. I'm making the best out of every single day, because I truly don't know how long I have with her. I could lose her in 6 months or 2 years from now. I just don't know. And I think that making the best out of every single day is very important to me. Even on the bad days, even on the not so good days, it's important to make the best out of every single day. And I just want to end the video, you guys, by just saying thank you so much for the love and support that you have shown me and my dogs and Little Miss. You guys have got me through so much, because again, it's not easy going through an experience like this. So just thank you so much for the comments, the messages, the support, the love that people have shown me is incredible. And I never expected anybody to watch my videos at all when I first started posting these videos. Like, never expected anything. I would just think, I'm gonna make these videos for just having a memory, and they're gonna be online forever, and I can look back 50 years from now and be all like, man, I remember Miss, and I'm so glad I had these videos to remember her by. And hey, if people see my videos and it can make somebody smile or something out there, then that's just one reason to keep posting. So thank you guys for loving my dogs. Thank you guys for being there for me when I just need somebody to hear me out when I'm venting about something. Just thank you guys for the love and support. I appreciate it more than you ever realize. It has got me through so much, and just thank you guys so much. That's all I can say. Thank you.